everyone, it's me, the Anti-Beauty Queen, and today is my February Fat Girls Diary video. I just want to say thank you to all of the support you guys gave me in January's video. It meant so much, and the fact that you guys are so on board with the mind, body, and soul idea I have for myself in 2015, it just means a lot, and it goes to show that things might be a little scary because I was scared to kind of talk about those things with you guys, but you guys are always supportive, and I don't know why I was scared because I'm fairly confident I could come on this channel and do whatever and you guys would be like, yeah! So thank you, and I am so excited to do this journey with you. So let's stop the talking and get into the things that I dealt with in February. Some good, some bad, but all completely eye-opening and just there to help me go further in this journey. So let's get into the video. What I'm talking about in February is the fact that I had a huge struggle with food. Now, I know in the past videos I've had struggles, but this month in particular was on a whole other level. And it was like really crappy food that I was struggling with, and I've never really had the cravings for junk food before, and in fact I've never struggled this hard. And even in the past my struggling was more towards like fast food. I've never really had cravings for junk food. I've never had the urge to go out and buy a chocolate bar. But in February that's literally all I could think about. It was like as February 1st rolled around, I got out of bed, all I wanted to do was devour a bag of chips or a chocolate bar, pop, candy, whatever. Honestly, if I had walked into a store, I was grabbing at my wrist, trying not to grab a hold of that chocolate bar, rip it open, and devour it. And it was like all of a sudden, February was just like, give me as much sugar and salt as you possibly can, and that's all I could think about day in and day out. Like, I literally, as soon as I would get home from work, all I could think about was sitting down, grabbing some chips, and watching TV. And I know you Americans have never had the pleasure of eating ketchup chips, but in Canada, ketchup chips, all dressed chips, those are our staples, okay? And I had been craving ketchup chips all throughout February, and no, I'm not pregnant, but it was just something that I honestly could not stop thinking about. It was like, I just smelled ketchup chips when I woke up, and it was like all I could think about, that and like chocolate. And honestly, it kind of scared me, but it also got me thinking. There is a reason why I'm craving this food. And in the past, going back and watching a lot of my earlier food journal videos, it really hit me just how bad I was still eating. I mean, I was eating completely different, and I was eating way better than what I was doing way before I started the journey, but my food still was not the greatest. It was still, you know, chock full of sodium, sugar, all the bad things, preservatives. I mean, there was a lot of fruits and vegetables, but there was a lot of hidden things in there too, like butter, saturated oils, sodium, like just the list was endless. And my body was still getting those things that I was maybe craving in February with junk food. And looking back on those past videos, I remember one comment in particular that someone said that my food looked depressing. It looked sad, it looked colorless, it was just brown and depressing. And honestly, to the person who sent me that comment, I want to say thank you, because it really opened my eyes to the fact that my food just still wasn't on par, and it really wasn't as good as it could be. And now going back to some of my more updated food journal videos, my food is bright, it's colorful, it's vibrant, it's fresh, it's exactly where it should be. And that really got me thinking. My food now for breakfast, lunch, and dinner is so different than it was even a couple months ago that I think now my body is finally getting that addiction and getting that craving because I'm not putting in so much sodium into my daily meals. Like, honestly, I truly think that because I was craving food so bad in February, it's because my body now finally has that, like, give me sugar, give me salt. I think my body is now finally realizing that things are changing, and if I don't fulfill those needs for sugar and salt in a healthier way, my cravings are just gonna get worse. So I don't want to lie on this channel, I never have, and I will admit that I did have some chips, pop, chocolate bars in February. Did it feel good at the time? Absolutely. It was like, oh my god, this is the best food I could be putting into my body. But afterwards, I felt gross. Like, I'm not gross with myself, because I don't think you ever should be, but I felt gross. I would be sluggish. I wouldn't really want to do anything. I just felt heavy, and I hadn't been feeling that in such a long time. So I really was thinking, like, oh my god, it's true what they say. Like, when you eat crappy, you feel crappy. And I think I was really balancing it out with really healthy meals throughout the day, that it wasn't the worst it could be, but it definitely wasn't the greatest for my body. So there was a positive. There was a positive that I was eating really, really good meals. But the negative was that I was craving horrible food. So if you are going through that, if you are now finally eating the meals that you should, getting your body where it should be with the meals you're eating, you're gonna probably start finding that you're really gonna start craving certain things, and you just have to kind of train your brain into thinking that those sweet cravings are getting fulfilled. So if you're really, really wanting a chocolate bar, grab a hand of like unsalted nuts. Like, grab those nuts, girl. And that probably will kind of trigger your brain into thinking you're getting something sweet. And if you're really, 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 really craving something salty, you're probably dehydrated for one. So grab some water, because that is the biggest thing that you can do for your body. And just find different things that are going to set you off. Even if it's, you know, say some cut up cucumbers and vinegar. That is my kind of healthy snack, that if I'm really craving chips, I go to that, because it's the crunch of the chip that I miss. It's the tanginess of the chip that I miss. So, you know, make some kale chips. Do things like maybe some unsalted, no butter popcorn, and get yourself in that groove of, if you are craving something, don't, you know, ignore it, but fulfill it with something way healthier. Now, before February, I kind of put juicing on the back burner, and I had a reasoning behind it, which was I didn't have a lot of time. And I know that's an excuse, and that's an excuse that I used a lot. And as a result, I just found myself to have really dull skin. My hair wasn't the greatest. I mean, I still was drinking a ton of water, but I just missed juicing. And I had to tell myself, enough is enough, no more excuses. So as a result, we decided to get up an hour early in February. Normally we would have gotten up around 7-ish, but because we wanted to do more in our day, we both made the conscious decision, Sugar Bear and I, to get up around 6. That gave us no excuse. We juiced right away as soon as we got up, and we were also getting into more of a routine in our morning. We weren't as rushed to get to work, and we were doing things that we really were kind of neglecting. I took that hour before I would get ready to juice and to meditate, and just to get myself planned for that day. And I found in February, for waking up an extra hour early, it made such a difference. Him and I, we got to get up, we got to make a juice, we got to actually sit and enjoy it, and we got to prepare our really good breakfast and lunch for the day. That way we weren't, like, you know, skimping on snacks or skimping on the fact that our lunches might not have been prepared the best. And even so, getting up at 6, it just really was so refreshing. I mean, you're getting up, you're not rushed to go anywhere. It really, really, really makes a big difference. And I was able to kind of give myself that extra little minute to just reflect and to stop being stressed out by getting myself out the door. So I really, really, really am going to take that and definitely utilize it for the rest of this year. And I really encourage you guys to kind of do the same. Maybe not an hour, I'm not telling everyone to get up at 6 a.m., but just kind of get yourself motivated, set the alarm, and wake up to something that you want to wake up to. And for me, that's juicing, because it gives Sugar Bear and I just a minute to ourselves. And if there's something in the day that you really want to do that in that hour before, whether it be yoga, stretching, meditating, reading a book. I mean, go out, get up a little bit earlier, and I swear it'll make a huge difference. Alright, so for the great thing that happened in February, I am so excited to tell you guys this. When I bought it, I was like, I couldn't wait. The first thing that popped up into my head was like, oh my god, I cannot wait to tell you guys this in my February update. And it might seem a little bit odd that I'm going to talk about this, but seriously, girls, this was the biggest thing that happened to me, and boys. I don't want to exclude the boys, because I know a lot of you guys, I mean the majority of you guys, have probably all felt this at one point or another, and that is being so insecure with your body. I, for one, have just been so sick and tired of just covering myself up, you know, not showing certain parts of my body because I was really embarrassed by it. And in February, I decided enough was enough. And I know a lot of us, you know, especially through bathing suit season, showing different parts of our body can be really hard. I mean, maybe one of you guys have had kind of a traumatic experience where someone's made a comment, or maybe in your mind you don't think that you should. And I think it is time, it is 2015, that we throw all those negative feelings about ourselves out the window. And for me, it was simply buying one piece of clothing that I've never bought before, never thought I would, and I made myself go out and buy it, and that was a crop top. I know. Honestly, if you'd asked me even a year ago if I was ever going to wear a crop top, I probably would have laughed, because for me, my biggest insecurities are my arm and my stomach, and to be honest, my breasts, because they're big, and you know, I've always been told I've had big boobs, and for me, that's just always been something self-conscious, so I've always looked to, you know, make sure that everything's covered up. I kind of told myself, you know what, if someone has an issue with the way I look, that's their problem, not mine, and there should be no reason why I should be scared to go out and be adventurous with my clothing. So I decided if I bought the crop top, it would be a really big step. So I went out, bought the crop top, and honestly, I felt so good in it. It was just something that gave me such like a boost in confidence. And when I was standing in the change room, when I was trying it on, I paired it with a high-waisted skirt. I honestly looked at myself in the mirror and I was like, what took you so long to get over whatever you're dealing with, to finally put on something that makes you feel good? Like, what has taken you this long to do it? And honestly, it was just the fear of rejection. I honestly, in my mind, thought if I bought something like a crop top, something so taboo in earlier stages of my life for someone my size to wear, if I bought that, what would people think? Would they laugh? Would they make comments? Would they tell me like there should be no way you should be wearing that? And then I thought, okay, and if they do, so what? So what? If someone has a problem with it, so what? I put on the crop top, I instantly just beamed from ear to ear, and I honestly thought I'd never looked so good. And it's such an honestly liberating feeling when you finally feel healthy and beautiful in your own skin. And I'm still a big girl, but for me, the fact that I bought it was such a giant achievement. And I finally feel normal. I finally feel like I'm just pretty and good and just myself. And I honestly have just felt so free since buying that one piece of clothing. That one little article of clothing has honestly put such a bigger perspective in my life that it's like, if I want to do something, enough with hiding. I'm gonna do it, and I don't care about anybody's opinion. All I care about is my own, and if I feel happy in something, that's all that matters. And I just want you all to feel that way too. So if you are someone who loves skirts, but you think that maybe your thighs are too big or your legs are too big, who the F cares? And that is what I want you to tell yourself as soon as you try that piece on. Who the F cares? If you're someone who wants to wear a two-piece bikini, who the F cares? It's your body. You're the only person that matters to you. Wear it with pride. And honestly, if I wasn't going to wear that little crop top, I would have put it in a frame on my wall so I could see it every day, so that that crop top could just reinforce everything that I felt when I put that on. And that was, you're beautiful, and who the F cares about what you look like? Because if you feel good, that's all that matters. And honestly, if I had not gone and went and bought that crop top, I'd probably still be feeling the same way. And it just was such a giant leap and giant accomplishment in February. And it feels so good. And I just wish that you can all go out and do that. I want each and every single one of you to go out and do something that you're scared of doing because of the way you look or the way you feel. And I want you to go out and do it. And I want you to feel so good about it. And I want you to know that everyone on this channel is rooting for you. We are in this together. This is some place that we can all go and talk about the way we feel. And without you guys and your support, it probably would have taken me so much longer to go and do these kind of things that are scary or that are intimidating. And I finally did it. I finally went out and did something that I thought I never would, and I know it's minuscule to some more things that I want to accomplish, but a crop top has always been just a beacon of something I would never be able to do. And I did it. I did it, and I just can't wait for you guys to go out and do things that you're afraid of, and letting me know about it so that we can all be excited together. Alright guys, that is it. Hopefully this new background didn't throw you guys off for a loop either, because this is something that's like new to me. I'm sitting on the floor and right now this foot is literally cramping up to the point where if I get up, I'll probably fall down over. So I don't know how this is gonna, you know, affect this video setup, because I kind of like it. My room is completely different, but I have so much natural light in my bedroom. I really want to film here, but I don't know. My feet, my ass, it's just cramping. If you haven't already and you want to join the anti-movement and be an anti-beauty queener yourself, all you have to do is hit that subscribe button right down below. And if you want to follow me all over the internet, my username is anti-beauty-queen, and I'm on Tumblr, Twitter, and Instagram. I always follow back, so go check me out there and we can be friends all over the interweb. And until next time guys, I'll catch you on the flippy flop. Bye.